This is my exercise 2 drawing that we're going to create using the split screen method that I used in exercise 1. So to repeat, the first thing we'll do is go to File and we'll open a drawing I created called A Size Paper Space, which you have in your possession. You'll open it, you'll go to Window, Tile Vertically, make sure left is active, Z enter, E enter, zoom extents, File, Save As, I'll call it 2 enter, Edit, ED enter, change the number of the drawing to 2. Go down here, the scale is also 1/2, 1/2. Then you go into Model Space, hit Escape when you have to clear the command line. You move into Model Space, making Layer 1 current. That's the layer on which to draw. Now you will start to draw. Type L, enter, pick any point on the screen, move to the left, 1, enter. Move the mouse up, 2, enter. To the right, 4, enter. Down, 0.76, enter. To the left, 1.76, enter. And then we'll just make sure Object Snap is on, or Snap on, and we can just connect to that last point, enter. And we can zoom with the window to enlarge the view. Using Zoom Real Time, I can shrink the drawing and then pan to move it up to give me room for dimensions. I'll hit Escape to free up the command line, type CO enter, and pick 3 lines from the top view, which I will drag down so that I can create the front view. You'll now want to offset, so O enter, 2 enter, and select this line and bring it down. Hit Escape, and using Fillet Radius 0, you'll want to clean the corners. F enter, R enter. 0 is acceptable, so select the intersections, hit the space bar, do the other one. To complete a picture of the front view, we'll draw some construction lines. There's one, hit the space bar, twice to repeat the command, there's another, and then we'll type TR enter, trim. We'll select the 2 horizontal lines. I want to trim from that line, I want to trim from that line, enter. Then you pick the construction lines and clean it up. As was the case in exercise 1, we'll want to type dim scale, D-I-M-S-C-A-L-E, and make it 2. The reason is we want the dimensions larger so that when it's plotted at 1/2 scale, they'll be reduced in size to the correct size. And you will want to go to Layer icon and make the DIM layer current and click OK. So now you're ready to dimension. I forgot to mention this in the exercise 1, but now's a good time. We go to Dimension Style up here, click on it, modify. We want to make sure when we modify it that the units, the primary units, are set to 2 zeros after the decimal point, because you have a large selection, 2 zeros after the decimal point, and we want to click on the leading 0 to suppress it, and then you click OK, and then close. You'll want to study that dimension style because it has a lot of good features that you should know about. So now let's start to dimension. Go to Linear Dimension, pick with O Snap on, just pick a couple of intersections. Hit the space bar to repeat the command, another dimension. Just keep hitting the space bar and you can keep going like this. It doesn't take long to do once you get the hang of it. So the dimensions are complete, the drawing is complete, and we can proceed to make a solid model of the object. And remember, it's important that whenever you run into trouble, you're not getting the right dimension or whatever, hit the escape key and redo the command. So to start with the solid model, we're going to go here to Layer and make Solid Current. And then we'll go to Zoom, Real Time, shrink down the drawing, pan to move it to the lower left. In addition, I might as well make the right screen active, Zoom Extents, Z enter, E enter, so we know what the solid model is supposed to look like. At this point, you'll go to the Draw toolbar and select Polyline, and then you'll simply try it again. Polyline, and you're going to trace over the perimeter of the top view, and C to close. Then M enter, L enter. Move the last thing I drew and move it up. Take ortho off so you can move it to the upper right, like that. Then you can move into southeast isometric and pan and zoom so as to enlarge the object that we're going to create, use to create the solid model. You'll type EXT to extrude. Select the object, enter, to enter. Then you'll go to 3D rotate, which is over here. You'll select the object, you pick any point, we'll select the red axis, it turns gold. We want this object to rotate clockwise, so it'll have to be a negative number, -90, enter. And using Zoom Real Time, shrink it down and pan to center it. That's what the object is going to look like. We'll add color using the Visual Styles toolbar, and everything looks okay. If you zoom extents, Z enter, E enter, you see the whole drawing. Then move into top view and then switch from model space to paper space. I forgot to change the scale on this drawing, so we'll type ED enter, change the scale to 1/2, hit escape. I'll type MV enter, which is M view, and I'll take off the object snap so it won't snap to something I don't want it to. I'll make a window. Well, before I do, we ought to change the viewports, make the viewport layer current. Now I'll type MV enter and make my two windows. There's the large one for the 2D drawing, and here's the one for the solid model. And I can click inside, get into model space, switch to southeast isometric, then pan and zoom to enlarge the model. Using Zoom Real Time also, I can increase the size or decrease the size. Double click outside to get into paper space. On the other hand, remember, as we did before, you can go to View, Orbit, Continuous Orbit, or Fixed Orbit, whatever, and you can change this thing to do all kinds of tricks for yourself. Right click, Exit, Zoom Previous. So now I'll double click outside the viewport. Then we'll click on the 2D viewport, and when we do that, we go down to Annotation Scale and change the scale of the 2D drawing to 1/2. You'll notice it got much larger. Double click inside, and then I can pan to center the drawing the way I want it to be, like that. Double click outside, and to finish off the drawing we can go to Layer, make Layer 1 Current, and freeze the viewports layer. And don't forget, you want to save this drawing as 2 or whatever, and probably erase the Save As, which was printed on the paper space. Well, that completes exercise number 2. Thank you for watching.